Hello, everyone, and welcome to New Jersey Wedding Podcast, the podcast to go to for planning your wedding, specifically in New Jersey or elsewhere. Thanks so much for joining us today. We are your hosts, Andrea Pertel and Celia Milton, and we are both professional wedding officiants here in the state of New Jersey. And how's it going with you, Celia?
It's going fine. I figure like any day in February that it's not snowing or 1 degree, I'm just like a happy camper. I'm
Right, right. It's been
I'm
pretty
good.
mild, although it's
Yeah, it's been
super
good.
windy today.
Yeah,
Yesterday
it's been
was
good. Yeah.
milder. Um,
Yeah.
how was your weekend? Did you have a weekend of weddings? I
I
know it's
did. You know
winter.
what? I had a really interesting wedding at the Meadowood Manor, which is in Randolph,
Oh,
kind of
yes.
like
Yes, I know it.
near Morristown.
Hmm.
And they were so I love my couple. They're like so like
Oh,
cosmic. They're star people. And it was a blue and like kind of a dusty blue and sparkly white theme. It was so sweet. I think this is really funny. We talked when we were writing the script and all, we talked about stars and they're stargazers and they wanted to go to this national park that's famous for their shooting stars and all this stuff. And it really honestly didn't occur to me until I did the last edit one day before their wedding that her name is Haley, like as in the comet. I'm like,
oh,
duh,
great. Yeah.
duh. But no, it was very fun. The people at
Oh, what
Meadowood
a
are
fun
just,
way to
oh,
to personalize a
no,
ceremony. Don't you love it when you get something like that and you
it
can
was
sink
so
your teeth
fun.
into it and
Yeah, we
yeah.
had like I had a reading from the Chaos of the Stars, and it was just like real fun, very casual people. The people at Meadowood are lovely, and the place is big and gorgeous, and they have like really good pizza. So it
Yeah.
was, yeah, that's my. But you did a baby thing, didn't you?
Yes, a
Oh,
baby
a
blessing.
double baby
Yes,
thing.
it was. It was cousins, little
Oh, I kind
cousins,
of
like
like
a
that.
2-year-old and an infant, and so all their family was together.
Oh,
They rented out a restaurant to themselves. It was earlier in the day,
hmm.
um, so it was an Italian restaurant, Due Amici's in Brielle.
Oh, I like it.
It was a beautiful baby blessing. I love them. We both do baby blessings and we both
Hmm.
do baby blessing websites. So that is, I do tend to get a lot of them. I just was speaking to another family. We're coordinating a baby blessing on the beach at Island Beach State Park. Um,
Oh, that'll be nice.
I love it when we can do it. Obviously, restaurants, backyards, and homes are nice, but
Love it.
I also love out in nature when we do it at the park or specifically the beach and, out, by the beach. How beautiful to be out in
Oh
nature.
yeah,
Always have a
like it.
backup location, but baby
Yes.
blessings are very special. You know what's really special? And I know we've both experienced this. A couple we marry and then they contact us
I
3
know.
years later to do their baby blessings.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
so sweet.
beautiful. Yeah.
It really is so sweet. And I think that there's such a nice feeling of continuity for couples that may not have like a church or a temple or, like a home, like a religious home like that, or a family
Right.
pastor. It's like, it's really nice. It's very flattering too it's like, hey, you did our wedding. Now we have kids. Like,
Yeah,
whoa, that makes
I
me feel
know
old.
that it's
Uh,
so neat to see them or to get invited back for the
No, it's
second or
cool.
third child. And you see the older one. Oh, they were an infant last time I saw them.
I
Time
know.
flies, but it stands still for me.
Yeah, I know. The scary thing is, it's like, oh, like they just graduated. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, what did they graduate? Like, please tell me it's not grad school. Please tell me.
Saying graduate, we do all kinds of baby blessings from traditional religious
Yep.
ceremonies to a lot of interfaith ceremonies.
Yep.
And I did one, it was just last summer, where they had never done blessings for their children because they weren't associated to a church, but they are very
Oh,
spiritual people. And they had 3 sons, and they were all at, um, at turning points in their life.
Oh,
One
that's so neat.
heading off to college, one was starting um, high school, and another one
Mhm.
was, I think he was just starting school. He was much younger, right? So three sons. So we did it out on the beach and
Oh,
blessed
that's
them
neat.
all. And we changed the wording to, as they head off. We said a
That's
prayer
neat.
about, each one of them as they head to this new part of their life, and
Yeah.
the parents also had something beautiful to say to each one of their sons. So it's really beautiful. So you can make these ceremonies whatever you like. I
Yep.
love to work with the parents to make it spiritually, but also personally what they want. It could just be a plain welcoming or a religious
Yeah.
interfaith.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun.
I think it's really neat. And it's so I just love it when I have
Feel good.
that extra contact, with the
Yeah.
people that I married, and it's like, let's do that. And you know what? Then people think like baby blessings are always like babies, but
No, it
I've
can be
done
older.
like 2-year-olds,
Yeah.
3-year-olds,
Oh,
people who had a baby and just like could not get their act together for like 2 years, which would be me
How
for sure.
how many do we do on like their first birthday or their second birthday?
Yeah,
My three kids are all adults now, but the mother almost shyly will say to me, time just got away. I'm like,
it got
yeah,
away.
before
Oh
you know it,
yeah,
it's their first birthday. You're planning a
I know.
party and you're going, let's combine the blessing with the birthday
I
party.
like it.
Do a nice
I like
little
it.
blessing first and end with, happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Well, I've done a couple of baby welcomings, baby blessings for children who were adopted. And,
Yes, that's beautiful.
sometimes which I love. I mean, I think that's just, it gives me chills, really. But, sometimes it takes the process of adoption is not always like, yeah, it's not like going to the baby store. It's like, I'd like to, thank you, bye. Sometimes it can take like over a year. And, mm,
Yes, you're right. You're right. And how special is that?
mm,
I didn't mean to interrupt because I was
no,
thinking
I
how
like it.
we do all different kinds, whether it's the a Christian interfaith, older
Mhm.
kids, adoption. I have another one with same-sex couples. That's always a beautiful.
Mm.
There's such feel-good
Yeah,
ceremonies.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
uh,
I love it.
it
'Cause you
brighten
know
my
what?
day. What a great way to,
I
and they're
know,
always kind of in the morning or mid-morning, early afternoon. What a great way to start, your weekend off.
I know. It really is. And I love that, sometimes these families have just they've gone through a lot to try to have a baby or adopt a baby, or even, I did one welcoming for a foster child that, the assumption was that at some point they were going to be able to adopt this child. And it's just, the enthusiasm of a community gathered around a family like that can really make such a difference in, those tough times along the way when you're like, oh, what are we doing? This is crazy. It's like, it's not crazy. Your whole family is like rooting you on. So it's nice. Yeah, it's great.
Makes a
Uh,
village.
yeah, it does take a village. Yeah, it does. We're going to talk to, speaking of villages, because Franklin Lakes is a village, I believe. We're going to talk to one of my favorite venues today. The Lake House at the Indian Trail Club in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, which is a beautiful area. I really feel like it's sort of an undiscovered gem. It's lovely. It is a country club, but it's not like any country club that you've ever seen. And it's just gorgeous and warm. And you know what? One of the things I always think of when I think of them is that their people there are just so warm and so friendly and so really dedicated to making each event special and interesting. I think even people who live around here, don't know that this even exists there with this
Right.
big, fabulous lake and so many beautiful backdrops. And I just love them. They're just
I
so,
very much enjoyed this interview because I have not been to it's the lake houses where they have the weddings. So the
yes.
lake house at Indian Trail Club in Franklin Lakes. I
Mm,
am out by the shore, and you are located very close to there, Celia, and you've
I
been
am.
several times. You knew them
Yep.
personally, so you know this venue. You're very familiar with it. I was not, and it was
It's
very.
gorgeous.
It was great to talk to Debbie and Dana. The It's gorgeous. The photo opportunities for your wedding photos around this lake or inside their beautiful ballroom with their floor to ceiling windows, all the different places, and you can see it on their website. We will include a link to their website
Mm.
as their Instagram, and you can look at these beautiful photos. You don't need to go anywhere else for your photos. And I love the fact that they do the largest weddings are 250 max. And
Hmm.
she explained how that still leaves room on the dance floor. They don't want to ever
Yeah,
overcrowd it.
yeah.
So that's so nice. But they do also recognize, they talk about smaller guest counts, and they do have
Mhm.
a special. They'll do as small as 50 people on Wednesdays. Um, Through Sundays, especially between November and March. So they'll do smaller gatherings. And they also, um, on their site, it does say that they do give discounts for military and first
Yeah.
responders, as well as teachers, which is nice too. So if you're going to inquire and you are a teacher, a first responder, or a part of our military, thank you very much. And let them know when you inquire about the pricing.
Yep. And go get married. It's a
Yeah.
real good idea. We like that.
Yeah. So
No,
stay tuned for this fabulous interview with Indian Trail Club.
you're engaged. That is so great. It's such an exciting time and probably a little bit overwhelming too. We'll try to cut through some of that overwhelmed feeling and help you get back to the joy you both felt when one of you asked that singular question and the other person said yes. You want a unique and amazing ceremony, we know that, and we're here to put that together for you. The process is really simple. How refreshing is that? You've created your love story. We're going to write it, and yes, you will see a script before that day. We tell this great story to your guests. They laugh, they cry, and then they party. Easy, right? And I bet it sounds great. A wonderful personal ceremony that feels just like you and lets your guests feel the warmth and joy of the day. We can create that together. Okay, I cannot promise it'll be as much fun as tasting cakes, but we'll try to come close. So let's talk about how to put your wedding together so at the end everybody's had a great time and you're married. Just reach out to us at NJ Vows Now. We're going to make this all easy and fun. I promise.
Hello, everyone. We are happy to welcome Debbie Padgery and Dana Curdilla, who are the catering directors of Indian Trail Club in Franklin Lakes, and they can help couples go from overwhelmed from venue hunting to happily booked.
I'm so excited to have you on because you're one of my favorite venues, and I feel like, in a way, I feel like it's like a little bit of a hidden gem. It's like if you had a fabulous sprawling lake house on a beautiful secluded lake, and you just happen to have enough staff to have 100 people there. It would be like the perfect situation to have your wedding. It's gorgeous. They do one wedding at a time. Just everything about it is sweet and personal and relaxing, and I just love it. I just want to let you talk about your fabulous place, and I would like you to mention your fabulous pig too. Okay.
Sure.
But tell us all about the lake house at the Indian Trail Club in Franklin Lakes. We should mention, close to hotels.
Closest one is 10 minutes.
That's close.
Um,
Yeah.
and if I can mention them, I'm sure. They're
Sure.
the Hilton Garden and the Residence Inn over in Wayne. And then we also suggest the Doubletree and the Courtyard Marriott, Fairfield Inn over in Mawa.
Yeah, none of those are
Those are a
far
little
away.
further.
Yeah,
They're about 15 minutes.
yeah, that's absolutely within the
Yeah.
realm of reason.
So
Yeah.
even though this is such a beautiful, secluded looking venue,
It is.
the guests have places nearby to stay.
But it doesn't, it really does feel like a secluded lake house. It really does, even though it's
We
close to things.
we are situated in a really nice area. When
Mhm.
people come here, they do tell us often they've never been here. This is our
Yep.
first time. They come up the beautiful sidewalk that we have on the side of the building. And when they enter through our bar area, it's right on the terrace, and they
Mhm.
have a great view of the water, and their face just changes. They're like,
Yeah,
holy cow, where did the couple find this place?
I know. It's
You
so
know,
gracious. It
they
really
love
is.
it. I
Yeah.
love hearing their their oohs and ahs when they come around the corner.
Yeah,
It's,
which makes it also beautiful for wedding photos. So anytime you go to a venue
oh, yeah.
that on the grounds you can take the photos. It must be a wedding photographer's dream, this
They do
100
love it.
acres
Our
around the
vendors do
lake.
love, yeah, our vendors do love to work here. The photographers love it. We have, our list is quite long uh, to give the couples. They have a
Mhm.
lot to choose from.
Yeah.
We have the beach area and the docks, where we keep our boats is another popular spot, but it is a little further down. But right out in the back of the clubhouse, it's spectacular as well, with our Adirondack chairs and our swans,
Yeah, the ceremony site is
beautiful
beautiful.
swans.
Yeah. And I think what's really good too is that if you are having your ceremony inside, if it's, winter or inclement, you've got that same view. You've got
Oh,
that view of everything is glass.
Right. We
Yeah.
do have a lot of windows.
Yeah. It's really
that's nice. You
Something the
want to be
couples,
happy if you
right.
have to move it inside, that it's just as beautiful inside as
Yeah.
if you were out, right?
Right. The
Yes.
plan B is just as beautiful as the plan A.
Yeah.
So that's unique to us because a
Right.
lot of places it's a completely different area for the indoor ceremony. So, and we have a luxury of being able to set up inside and outside if it's an iffy weather day, and the
Mhm.
couples can wait to make their decision until it gets a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
And right now, Dana and I are actually speaking to you from the beautiful ballroom with the lake behind us.
Ah,
So it is spectacular every day. Something also to know, if for the couples that want to get married right by the water, the club owns the lake, so we control that there are no motor boats on the lake,
oh,
and
cool.
that's why
So
it's
great.
always very quiet.
That's beautiful.
And they might
Yeah.
just have a beautiful sailboat or paddle boat go by, but it's just
That's
nice every
very
year.
important to be able
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
control what is out on the lake during the wedding ceremony because I have been to yacht clubs where you can get you can hear the people pulling in.
And there's always somebody who's dressed sort of not like enough. You know?
Yeah, we're pretty unique in that our members have a completely separate building. So where we are, the lake house, it's just catering. So the
Mhm.
members don't have a reason to come over here, but they've got their whole separate area. So we are a country club, but we are more secluded than some other
Yeah.
clubs.
Yeah. You mentioned food. Let's talk about your food because your food is fantastic. And the stations are wonderful and you're always doing something new. What's going on with your food? Tell us what you're excited about for the seasons coming up.
Well, I would say one of our favorite things is our chef John, because he is I claim him as he's the one that makes the magic. Uh, when the vendors want to eat here, they
Yes.
want to work here because they love our food, and they tell us
Yes.
that all the time. We just love you the way you treat us with the meals you give us. Um, it says something. The people, we get wonderful comments or compliments. We get wonderful reviews.
You always
Yep.
have such interesting action stations, and I think the
Yeah, yeah,
cocktail hour, it's really kind of I love the flow of the way that your site works because people come in from this beautiful, beautiful ceremony with this lake backdrop, and they come in over a gracious, pretty patio into that the bar area is beautiful with the giant fireplace and and you know what your staff everybody is so nice there and they you have fabulous drinks and then they kind of come into this big gorgeous, fabulous ballroom, and there's stir fry stations and carving stations, and it's like, wow, this is so great. And then, the reception areas in that beautiful glass room. I mean, it's like it sort of unfolds so gracefully. There's always something new. Like you just walk, it's like, whoa, look at that. That was cool.
Yeah.
We
Didn't
love
expect
that.
Yeah, didn't expect that. And I mean, and I've been in there in the winter too, and it's just, with that bar area always open with the big fireplace and the
Yeah.
cushy sofas, and it is like having your own lake house. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all year long, it's stunning here, and we do a lot of our bookings in the winter.
Hmm.
So if the couples come and they love it in the winter, just,
Yeah.
imagine when everything is fully in bloom, or
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
fall when the foliage all around the lake is just,
Oh,
crazy
it's
with color.
fantastic. It's
Oh,
it's gorgeous. It
I bet
really
it's
is.
yeah, just gorgeous any time of year. I could picture it, especially in the fall, but even in the summer, I see the beautiful photos on your website and your Instagram site with sunset photos of the couple. I
Mhm.
mean, just beautiful. So, couples planning their wedding, um, what is your max amount of guests and your minimum?
Yeah, the micros. Let's talk about
Yeah.
those.
Well, a 250 is our max.
Okay,
And that is before your dance floor will be compromised.
okay,
Um, you know, weddings between anything under that is fine, is beautiful.
Mhm.
Even at 250, we're fine at 250.
Mhm.
right.
We'll take weddings as low as 50 uh,
Excellent.
during the week, and we'll take them on Sundays between November and March.
Oh, okay. Yes, because we do see a trend of
Yeah.
smaller
Yes, we
weddings
do
happening.
too. We do
Everybody's
too.
seeing that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And like there's not Wednesday, we have two weddings tomorrow. It's Wednesday.
Oh,
Oh,
It's
wow.
that's
it's
great,
like
Oh,
right?
wow. In unison.
I mean,
That's nice.
really, it's Wednesday. People need to go
Yeah.
out on Wednesdays too. You know?
I think another plus about having your wedding at Indian Trail Club at the Lake House is even though couples can bring in some of their own decorating, their own
Mhm.
decor, if they have like maybe a theme happening and they want to have some special decor, they can relieve the stress and maybe be budget friendly. And it's also a greener choice is to use your decor elements that you can provide as part of your package, right? You have lanterns, linen, window panes for seating charts, table numbers. They can
Yeah.
couples can use your items as well, correct?
Oh yeah, we have a lot, and we don't charge for it, which is
Okay.
nice. They're welcome to use it. We have a few different colors of pretty much everything we offer. Chef does also theme the stations with Ricardo. They kind of, you know, the cocktail room, you really don't have to do anything in there unless you want, a guest book or something like that. And even still, candles everywhere, lanterns, the window panes for the seating chart. One of our brides actually gave them to us after her wedding. She
Right.
said she didn't want them anymore. So we said, "Oh, well, we would love to get them, keep take them from you." And then we got a couple more, so we've got four of those, and we're definitely getting a lot of use out of it.
It's one less thing to think about. And, quite honestly, having been there as many times as I have, it's a set of rooms that really needs very little decor. That that
True.
Views,
that back
decor
big
enough.
glass room with the view becomes your decor. You don't really need a lot of things. I think the best thing though, well, besides the food is really, really good, is your staff people and, working with Debbie and Dana and the rest of the people there, because they really do. There's a very warm feeling to to working there, that everybody there is really as committed to your event as you are, and it's you're going to work with the same people to plan this wedding as you're going to see on that day.
Right.
It's very personal. And I what I notice is that my people there, my couples there, they're not like stressed out. they're like, when I get there, they've done their first looks. They're sitting in the bridal suite, which is gorgeous. And they're just like, they're chill because they know everything is under control.
Yeah, yeah.
And
In
Right.
fact, talking about real weddings, and do you, Debbie, and Dana, do you have a real wedding story that you'd like to share with the listeners? A unique wedding, or
Well, we're going to mention our wedding that rained, right? You wanted to
Yeah.
talk
okay.
about that
Yeah,
one?
that was
That was a good
wonderful.
one.
And the couple was incredible. But speaking about, the rain plan for the
Mhm.
ceremony, um, and this is a number of years ago, but we have, unfortunately had to do it since, but it's fine. They were dead set on getting married outside. And Debbie and I are looking at our radar and we say, this storm is coming. It's not a matter
Yeah.
of if it's coming and it's going to be a storm. It's 100% chance at 5 o'clock, and the ceremony is supposed to be at 5 o'clock. So, but the couple is, we're very open. We're tracking the storm all
Yeah.
day, and we're telling them we're set up inside and outside. And they said,
We were prepared.
we
We were
really want it to be outside. Like, okay. So we concocted this whole walkway, coming back in from the balcony. So we started outside, and Debbie and I are looking at each other. We're looking at the photographer. The photographer has an incredible picture of Debbie praying to the rain gods for it to just hold off for a
Yes,
little
I
while.
was doing that.
Please, please.
It's thundering. We're
The
looking,
wind, the wind.
and then it starts drizzling a little bit, and we're just waiting at this point. We're just waiting for it to start. And finally the officiant goes, "Are you ready?" And they said, "Yep." So the entire wedding comes back inside up the balcony and heads into the already prepared ceremony space inside. So they finished the ceremony inside. Our staff, we brought in all the flowers, 3 minutes flat. We were
I remember saying, single file.
I know. It's
Bringing
really,
everyone in.
it's
And
truly amazing.
We were literally having the wedding again, like less than, I don't know, 5-6 minutes later. We were
oh,
having
that's
the wedding.
fabulous.
Everyone
That's
was back in
teamwork. That's
place.
real teamwork there.
It was
Mhm.
it was great.
Yeah, we've got a great team. Debbie's been here 40 years.
40 years.
Wow.
I've been here.
She started when she was 6, okay? Let's just be fair.
Yes,
know?
yes.
She's a prodigy.
Yeah, Debbie's,
We also have our wonderful and talented Ricardo.
yes.
So we have we brought Ricardo in, I don't know how long now.
2017.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So we've had Ricardo a while now. And we just love him. He's a great asset to our team. He's all over that decor and all over those food stations. And the proper placement of everything for the party before it starts and after,
Yeah.
right? He carries it right through.
Yeah,
He's
we're
a good leader too.
speaking of, our staff being friendly and wonderful. We hang out in real life. We spend a lot of hours together every week. But Debbie just got her CCM certification, which is huge.
Wow.
So we took Debbie out to dinner. We spend a lot. We have a little family over here, so that definitely carries over into how much we care about our couples, and we genuinely want them to have the best day of their lives.
We do.
Yeah.
I think that feeling really does come across because everybody is so friendly, from like the person who is standing in front of the building, welcoming people in and directing them, you're going to go around that way and not, in here. Everybody's just so friendly. And it really, you hear in all the reviews and things that we read about venues, it's like a lot of times commentaries about the staff. And, when you have a staff that's really, they work together and they they enjoy what they're enjoying. It's hard work, and they
Well,
still are enjoying it.
yeah,
It's,
and the staff's friendliness and professionalism really sets the tone, the vibe.
does.
You can really we all pick up on that, and if you're friends outside of work as well, I think it just becomes more warm and welcoming. Um, I wanted to say that I see on your website that you are dog friendly.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. Oh, please bring all of your pets here.
Yeah, that's what I say. Bring them. Oh, bring them. And if you
Ew,
dress them
bring
up,
'em.
that's even
Please,
better.
please.
Totally.
We
Put the
Totally.
little
had,
tux bow on them. So
yeah,
that's nice. Yeah.
we just did a wedding in December, and they brought their black lab, who is also named Ruby, like Debbie's
Yes.
little
Oh,
pig.
wow, cool.
And she was at the wedding, and wonderful people, treat their dog like their child, as you should.
Of course.
And the
Uh-huh.
guests were all so excited to see Ruby. I had her on a leash downstairs, and they were all coming over. Oh my gosh, Ruby's here! Ruby's here!
Aw.
It
I
was
know.
really great because
It's so great.
they're a big part. So they can stay. A lot of times they just come for the ceremony and someone takes them home, but they are
Right.
welcome to stay.
Cool.
Yes.
Yes,
We've
I think
had,
that's kind of a nice to hire someone in there. We've actually had someone on the podcast before that's what they do. They after the ceremony they take them home and dog sit them.
mhm.
So that's nice to do and it's fun because they can be in your photos. You do one event at a time. You also have private bridal rooms for the couple to go in and that's where they might keep their belongings, freshen up there. How early can the couple in a wedding party arrive?
9 a.m.
Okay.
Without an extra fee.
Okay.
We do
Right.
charge an extra fee if they have to come in before then. And the earlier they have to come in, the higher the price goes, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, you have to staff.
Yes.
So that makes sense. Yeah.
We have one bridal suite. Um, and yeah, and they do their hair and makeup in the bar, in the lounge. We don't have natural light in our bridal suite. So the
Gotcha.
makeup artists love our windows, of course. So we have came up with a plan to set up a whole makeup and hair lounge in the back of our lounge.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
A lot of
nice.
people
Well
have,
thought
a
out.
lot of people are looking for that now. I noticed that in our conversations with our couples that, they want to come in earlier. They want everybody to be there so that it's just, it's more relaxing. And then we're not waiting, like, where's the bridal party? Nobody knows. Here they all
Right.
are. And look, they all look great too. Yay.
And they can purchase breakfast and lunch with us.
That seems to be a trend that I kind of love that. It just seems like anything that could become a trend that makes people more relaxed. I'm like all over that. It's great.
And of course, the mimosas don't hurt.
No, not at all. Nope. Nope. They like it. They
Start
like
the celebration.
But I think, we talk about, the sort of first look thing. I mean, almost everybody that I do does a first look. And if you're in a place like Indian Trail, you want to do a first look because there's so many different places to take pictures, but those places are also going to change over the course of the day with the light, and the lighting coming through the trees and, it's just the photo opportunities there are just really endless and it's relaxing. You don't have to go anyplace else. You're like right there. You've got a dock, you've got a lake, you've got beautiful trees, and you've got breakfast and mimosas. Yay.
Yeah, I just posted on our Instagram um, 3 videos of, one video in the daytime and then the same area when everything is lit before everyone comes in the room, and then
Oh,
once
that's a great
again
idea.
when everybody's in there. And it was cool to
Yeah.
see how it changes throughout the day.
Yeah, it is.
And the couples are really liking the Instagram.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, you know what
Dana
it's
separated it from the one that was at our our basic Indian Trail Club Instagram. She has one just for the Lakehouse,
yeah, that makes a
and
lot more
it's really
sense.
taken off. Yeah.
It does. Because, people like to see what can be done in that space. And, there The space is so pretty. It's such a great blank canvas because it is beautiful and you do have view from most of it, and I think people like to see what other people do with it. I mean, you really don't, honestly, I don't think you really don't need much decor in there at all. Just like look out the window, you know?
Right.
But that's
I'll
just,
say, you guys have fabulous reviews, and
oh,
I love the one review that says that they found your venue by Googling best cocktail hour.
oh,
Oh, I
And
love that.
they're so happy that that's how they found you with that Google, and just couldn't have been happier. And it's review after review of people talking about the food and the beauty of your venue, and of course the staff.
yeah,
So
that's not surprising at all. There's a completely different feeling to coming there from the minute that they come in and start talking to you until, the minute that they probably leave. I'm gone by then. But it's a totally personal feeling and I I love it there.
yeah,
You
words
absolutely
that are
can't
used
stop.
in many of the reviews are things like stunning,
Yes.
hidden gem. It's great. I'm going to tell our listeners again, we will put a link to the website indiantrailclub.com and to your Instagram, so people can just click on it and go right to the Instagram
Mm.
and see all the beautiful photos on there, and they can easily schedule a tour right through your website.
Mhm.
Right, you can get us directly. You can go to the website. Um, we have the contact at Indian Trail Club. Um, we're very easy to find, I believe, and as far as that, right, on our
Yeah.
phones and
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
texts and
very easy to
things,
find.
we'll answer your text messages. Um,
And
you know,
we're here Wednesday through Sunday.
Okay.
for the tours, yeah.
Cool. Debbie, are you guys still, do you have openings for 2025 still, like for the
Just a
micros?
few,
Okay.
just a few. But we do get calls like, daily. So, but just a
Yeah.
few left. And then 2026 has some, and we are getting inquiries for 2027.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Just a few, but yes.
That
We
so
do get
scares
it.
me.
It does scare you a little bit, right?
Oh my gosh. But no, we talk all the time about this. It's like if you find a place or because you can't really do any of the other vendors until you find your place. I mean, you
You
could,
have to
but
have
it
the
doesn't
venue.
really make
Yeah.
any sense.
Right.
If you find a place and you love it and it's really singular, which I personally feel that your place is, there are places that are like kind of all the same. Yours is not like that. It's like if you go there and you love
Yeah.
it, just book it, okay? Because
Book it.
it's not going to be there.
Especially,
Just like, what do you like?
especially with Valentine's Day coming
Oh,
up and another
really?
round of engagements. If this is on your short list, you need to go ahead and book it,
Yeah.
right?
Just
Come
book
by
it.
and see us. That's right.
Nobody's going to know that you looked at 400 other venues after you went to Indian Trail and
Right.
said, oh, that's really it. We have to go there. It's like, yeah, you need to go there. So just like stop already. Okay.
I think what makes us a little bit different is we are a country club, so we do have a little bit more personal touch to us. Country
Yeah.
clubs mostly do.
Yes.
We are open to the public. Our side is anyway, the Lakehouse.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
We're owned by one family here,
Oh,
and we're not member owned, uh,
Cool.
which happens to be the most wonderful family to work for.
That's
So, and I mean that in all honesty, that all of us think so. And
That's why we don't
yeah,
ever leave.
we don't
you're,
leave.
you're never going to, I
My
was going to say,
guess
you've
is
all been there forever. Like,
been here
there
a long
must be a
time.
good place.
so you guys are all family.
Yes, they treat us like their family.
Yeah.
That's great.
And, it's a very, very special place to work. And this building holds so many memories. I
Mhm.
can't, I can't tell you how
It's
many
true.
memories.
It's true. I'm sure you have people that, come there to get married that maybe their parents got married there or,
That
they had,
you're right.
significant
We do
events there.
actually
We do
have
actually
we do
have.
actually have one of those. They're getting married later this year or
Yeah.
in the fall, I think.
Amazing, amazing
So a
place.
few renovations in between, but
But I think, that's kind of fun too. It's like, we got married here. I mean, I've been working there long enough that I remember when you had just like a patio in the back.
oh
And
yeah,
you didn't have the
Yeah.
big beautiful glass room.
Yeah.
And you had a dog. You didn't have Ruby the pit. You had a
I
dog.
have, yes,
And
Ruby
you
the
had
pig.
the
Well,
country
isn't
club
that the
dog.
greatest compliment to
It really is.
for a family member to come back, or the friends to say we attended an event here and it was
Absolutely.
so wonderful. That is
Yes.
the greatest compliment.
That is our best form of advertising.
that's
Yeah.
how we get a lot of our couples. Actually, they came to a wedding. They know someone who got married here, so that's important for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things I think, one of the many things that I love about it is that you really are kind of hidden, and you're
Yeah.
not out like far out in the wilds of New Jersey. You're right here. It's so convenient, but it really does feel like kind of a secret place. It's so lovely. I just can't say enough about it. So.
I want to thank you guys for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you
Oh, it
so
was
much
great
for
to talk
having
to you.
yeah, we're huge fans of Indian Trail Club, and thanks so much for joining us.
We
Thank
love
We're
it.
fans of NJ Vows.
Yes, well, I can't wait to see you guys again, and Ruby too. I know I keep mentioning Ruby, but she's just like the coolest. She is
Everybody
the
loves
coolest.
Ruby.
Everybody, what's
Everybody
not to
loves
love? She's adorable. Oh my God. Of course they love her. So, oh yeah, and I think we should make it known that, she is available for cameo appearance. I'm sure there's a surcharge, as there should be.
Treats, grapes.
Lots of treats for her.
She is a free pick. Oh, I love it. Okay, great. Great. Excellent. I want to thank you so much for your time. I know every vendor and every venue we know is insane at this time of the year, so I really appreciate your time. It was so fun to talk to you, and I hope to see you soon.
This podcast is brought to you by New Jersey wedding officiant Andrea Pertel, owner of For This Joyous Occasion Officiating Services.
And Celia Milton, owner of NJ Vows Now. Also, New Jersey wedding officiating services. We're up in North Jersey, and Andrea is down in Central and South Jersey. So together we cover the whole state, don't we?
Yes, yes. This podcast is brought to you by New Jersey wedding officiant Andrea Pertel, owner of For This Joyous Occasion Officiating Services.
And Celia Milton, owner of NJ Vows Now. Also, New Jersey wedding officiating services. We're up in North Jersey, and Andrea is down in Central and South Jersey. So together we cover the whole state, don't we?
Yes, yes.